Welcome to Networking Arizona with host Carol Blonder. You'll hear interviews with businesses located throughout the valley. Networking, it makes a difference.
If I traded it all.
So welcome to the show, everyone. And as all of you know, I made it possible for everybody to talk about themselves on the radio. All you have to do is give us a call here at 602-277-5369. We'll get you connected with me, and you'll get yourself heard on Networking Arizona. I'm going right in with my first guest. I'm very excited about bringing him on because there's a lot of people out there that might be in a situation that needs something like this. So I want you to listen up. We're also going to open up the lines to the audience for you so you can get something that he's doing as a giveaway. I have with me Jim Paisley. He's the owner of Paisley and Associates. That's a career transition services. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do. You're also a PhD.
I am.
Okay. And tell us a little bit about yourself. You've also written a guide that's awesome, and we want to talk about that. Go ahead.
Good enough. I'm a licensed psychologist. I have a practice in Scottsdale. I do consulting with a range of organizations. I've worked with the Phoenix, Mesa, and Scottsdale police departments. My original degree was in mechanical engineering. I've been in the Air Force, a jet flight instructor in single-engine jets, and was a academic instructor with aviation cadets while in the Air Force.
Wow.
Over the past 20 years, Carol, I've been working with people who are in the job search. Part of this involved contracting with corporations to provide assistance to those who they terminated. It was a big business 15 years ago, 10 years ago, and we were doing sometimes as many as $1,500 a month. Yes, I have authored a book. It's called The Career Transition Guide, The Three-Step Solution, and the reason for that is that there are a lot of people looking for jobs these days. People out of a job, in the wrong job. The satisfaction in the job is down. It's below 40%. There are people who are retiring, who are considering a work-life balance. They want to retire, but 3 months into it, they're wondering, what the devil am I going to do?
Sure.
And so it's a fertile area to help people, and I enjoy doing that.
The book is called Career Transition Guide. It's this three-step solution, meeting your career needs in today's world. It is a $30 value. What we want to do is we want to get it into the hands of anyone out there that's looking for a job. Whether you're looking for a job because you lost a business, whether you are in a transition,
Absolutely.
Maybe you got you don't like the position that you're in and you want to move up or what have you. There's definitely, we want to talk about the different things that you have in here that you offer to them. Our number here is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. I believe that everybody should have this book so that they can look at it and see what maybe you are even in something that you never know when something can happen to you. Maybe you have a son or a daughter that's looking for a job. There are all sorts of people that he can help from any age, correct?
That's correct.
Okay, now his website is 3stepjob.com, and the 3 is the number 3, 3stepjob.com, and his phone number direct is 602-819-0108, and we have everyone that's getting entered in to win his book that he wrote. It's the Career Transition Guide, the 3-Step Solutions. Our number here is 602-277-5369, and toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. So you obviously wrote the book because there was a need.
Absolutely. The national statistics from the labor market suggest that before we are 38 years of age, we will have changed jobs 8 to 10 times. We will have changed careers 2 to 4 times in that same period. It's a very different from the time of our great-grandparents or our grandparents, from agrarian to more of an industrial society. And now people are changing jobs at the rate that the average length of stay with a corporation is about 2 years.
Yeah.
So it's very fertile ground, and there are not too many of us around who haven't had a relative who's gone through a job search, or a parent or child or friend. So it's not new, but what we've done with the book is try to present a comprehensive guide that works with anyone from age graduation in college to those who are retiring.
Wow, that it could be so many different people. There's a lot of people out there that have retired that figured out, oh my gosh, I don't know what I'm going to do now. Maybe I should do something with my life. I don't want to just sit around. How about those people who have lost their jobs in the crash in the economy?
Yeah, absolutely.
That hit a lot of people who were like let's say 45, 50, 55.
Yeah, very, very broad scale. And the unemployment rate in 2009 was about double what it is now. In the Phoenix area right now, it's about 5%. It was about double that in 2009. So is the climate real good for jobs now? No, I'm not suggesting it is, but what I am suggesting is that if you have a book and the counsel or advice of a consultant that's experienced, you're ahead of the game. And the book itself covers every aspect of the job search, from identifying your skills, strengths, abilities, to landing the job and negotiating compensation. And furthermore, there's one addition, and that is how do I thrive on the job, right? Because there's dissatisfaction with a number of people who are in jobs now. We need to really seriously look at what does a rich and inviting job need to be.
This is a comprehensive guide for graduates on up to anybody who is looking for a job or in transition.
Absolutely.
And the book is called Career Transition Guide, the 3-Step Solution, Meeting Your Career Needs in Today's World. Our number here is 602-277-5369. He does free consultations, a free 30-minute consultation with people.
That's correct.
Okay. And you can check him out on his website, which is the number 3stepjob.com. You can also call him direct. The number is 602-819-0108. You can get this book at Amazon.com, but I say call in here and get it for free. Everyone's getting entered in to win one, or is that how we're going to do that?
Absolutely.
So again, our number here is 602-277-5369. Okay, you say 3 steps.
Right.
Okay, 3 easy steps.
They're not necessarily easy steps, but they can be challenging. But the first step is to know yourself. Mm-hmm. You need to know your strengths, abilities, and skills. And when you ask people, what did you do on your job, they don't tell you about an accomplishment or an achievement. They tell you, I just did my job. Well, now, if you're in the job search, you've got to be able to tell other people about what you did. And so we spend time in the first step of this 3-step phase here, looking at yourself, looking at what you can do.
That's not
and
easy
provide.
to do, especially if you're older.
Absolutely.
Go ahead.
You've done a lot. And then the second phase is really going over the complete campaign. What do I need to do in terms of my resume, references, cover letters? What do I need? How do I need to prepare for interviews? What kinds of things am I going to look at in a particular industry, and what should I be looking for in a specific job in an industry? So that's the second stage, is when you've got all of this ready, and now you're going to go out and interview, and you're going to network, and eventually you're going to accept a job, and then you're going to thrive in that new job.
Here's the thing, guys. If you think, especially if there's somebody out there that's a little bit older, that you think it's easy like it used to be, it ain't so easy out there right now, and everything is different, completely different. Jim has written this is a guide. It's a comprehensive guide. It's great for anyone that is just graduated, all on up to somebody like you and me, out there that could just, maybe you need a little bit of a direction of what to do and how to do it. And if you know anybody that's in this situation, we have our lines open for everyone to get entered in to win one of these books. It's a $30 value free to you. It's Career Transition Guide, the 3-Step Solutions, Meeting Your Career Needs in Today's World. I'm going to keep the lines open here. We're going to come back. We're going to talk further about what it is that you can do to help people. Again, our number here is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. He does free 30-minute consultations with everyone. You can check him out on his website. It's the number 3stepjob.com. You can also call him direct. That number is 602-819-0108. You can get this book at Amazon.com, but I say call in here. Get it for either you or someone you know, even if it's a youngster on up. Our number here is 602-277-5369. Hang tight. We'll be back in just a minute.
Traded it all if I could.
Welcome back. We're talking with Jim Paisley. He's the owner of Paisley and Associates. He's a career transitions specialist is what you are, but you're a PhD. You've written this. It's a comprehensive guide that is for anyone who's like graduating on up to anyone who's looking for a new position, maybe a new transition into a new career where you already are, or maybe you have lost your job and you're finding it hard to get a job out there.
Absolutely.
Yes. A lot of people are shaking their heads. Yes. This book that he's written is called Career Transition Guide, the 3-Step Solution, Meeting Your Career Needs in Today's World. He does do free consultations. We've got our lines open here. You can get the book at Amazon.com. I think everyone should have this book if you are, especially, let's say you've even retired, you don't realize it, you might have to go back and get something. If you know someone in this situation, our number here is 602-277-5369, and toll free it's 1-866-536-1100. So is there one step or phase of the job search process that proves to be more difficult? Getting one? No.
Yeah. I don't think there is. I think some phases are more difficult than others. For some people, coping with the loss of a job is a huge thing to get, and it takes them a little while to get over that oftentimes. But no, when you consider networking and interviewing and writing a resume and so forth, it's all challenging. Let me just tell you a quick example here in terms of networking. You're trying to identify in networking people who could be helpful to you in finding a job. And one of the things you need to do is contact those people that you've got on your address book or on your cell phone. And it's really important because about 60% of the jobs are found through knowing somebody who knows somebody who can help you. But some funny things happen. A woman who was released from her job, she was in management position, very successful, was totally embarrassed when she lost her job. She didn't talk with her friends about what had happened. It just took her a while to get her feet on the ground again. And finally, I talked with her about getting out and meeting people. Do you know where her the referral came from that got the job?
No.
It was her husband's friend. Mm-hmm. And it's just one of those instances when her husband's friend found that what she was looking for and that she was out of a job. He didn't even know she was looking. She called. They sent her resume out, interviewed, and took the position.
Right. There's a lot of things, though, today. Social media. There's
Absolutely.
a lot of different things. They find that they especially if you're a little bit older,
Mm-hmm.
Like 50 on up, and you're looking for a job, and you feel like your resume just might be just thrown out. Will this guide help you on what to write on them to make them look better?
You better believe it.
Yeah.
The resume is very, in my mind, very difficult to put together because you want to put your best foot forward. What the company is looking for is a problem solver, and you've got to write your resume as if you were a problem solver. You've got to include accomplishments. You've got to talk about specifics that in the job that make you a very special contributor and a successful applicant. So the resume is a tough one in some ways. It usually takes 6 or 7 drafts before you get something that you're very, very proud of and pleased with.
Well, our number here is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. We've got everyone calling in that's getting entered into win. This book is a $30 value, free to you. It could be invaluable to somebody. And we're going to let everybody call throughout the rest of the show as well, so you can keep on calling in. We want everybody to have it. And then you should check him out on his website. It's the number 3stepjob.com. job.com. He does free 30-minute consultations with everyone, and his number is 602-819-0108. And again, our number here is 602-277-5369. He wants to meet your unique career needs. That's what you say.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So again, that book you can get it here at 602-277-5369. So what can people expect then in the interview process?
Well, one of the really critical things that they need to do is to do research on the company. How long has the company been in business? What kinds of changes have taken place in the last year or two? Get the names of the president and some of the other executives, look them up on LinkedIn, find out what they're all about. You're going to impress the company interviewer if you can talk about the company and ask questions about the direction that they're going in. So the appraisal of the company is critical. In terms of questions, you know that you're going to be asked when you're interviewed, tell me about yourself. You're going to be asked what your salary requirements are. You're going to be asked how you see yourself fitting into that position. You're going to want to ask them questions, and my suggestion is that anybody going in for an interview should be identifying 8 or 10 questions that they want to be sure to ask.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, why is the job open? What are the critical needs for the person filling this position in the next 6 months? What are the expectations? Is there a new area that the company is going into? Is it global? Are they looking at global interests and sales and that kind of thing? So there's a variety of things that you must ask.
Now, what is required for a person to do well to make that smooth transition?
I think that's a tough one in some ways. And if I were a good Boy Scout, I'd say be prepared. And I think that's true. You must be prepared, but you need a lot more. First of all, you've got to be approachable. You've got to be believable. You've got to be confident. You've got to do a whale of a lot of research, as I've indicated. You need, when you are meeting people, to have an easy smile. You need to be careful not to talk too much. You've got to offer a firm handshake. How many times have we met people that seemed small and slight, and by the time we shook hands with them and got eye contact with them, they were a dynamo? And so all of that is important. In terms of dress, we know that you dress for success. For women, it's no perfume. It's a limited jewelry, and it's not showing a lot of skin. So for men, it's probably the same way. They might even a male might even polish his shoes.
No tattoos showing either.
Well, that's another question, and that's a good one, because we find that people are really happy with their tattoos, but when they go to interview some companies, the company may not look at tattoos the same way that the individual who's carrying them. And it's the same way with a heavy beard. We would encourage people who are over 50 and carrying a heavy beard to shave it off. Mm-hmm. They don't need to. They can make that decision themselves. But we know that clearing the beard off your face makes you look about 5 years younger, and maybe that's helpful sometimes. So.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of things that you can do. Again, you've written this book for everybody to meet their unique career needs. You can check them out at the number 3step job.com. You can also call him direct. That number is 602-819-0108. He does a free 30-minute consultation with people. And we've got our lines open here. You can get the book at Amazon.com. But I think that everyone who is looking for a career change or is looking for a job, whether you're someone who is younger, if you know someone like that, if you know anyone that's out of work, call in here and get entered in to win the book. It's a $30 value free to you. Our number here is 602-277-5369. And toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. I'm going to let you keep on calling throughout the rest of the show. We have about a minute. I just want to know, Doctor, why do you believe you are successful in a career transition job search field? Why are you so...
Well, I think I'm successful partly because I've had a lot of experience, about 20 years. The other part of it is I feel I've had really good educators. I've worked with human resource managers during this period of time. Also, I believe because of my psychology background, I'm able to help people emotionally and interpret needs in a little different way that can be very helpful. The thing that the guide provides really is a roadmap. And where we start out believing that the road is a closure, it really is a speed bump when you consider all the things you go through in a job search.
Wow.
You've got to believe in yourself if you're going to be successful in the search. You've got to be positive, but it can all happen. And I think that the book provides a roadmap, and I believe my experience and encouragement and coaching can be very helpful ultimately.
The book is called Career Transition Guide, the 3-step solution, meeting your career needs in today's world. I think it's great to have a roadmap. He's calling it a roadmap for everybody. Our number here is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. Everyone who's calling in, you're going to get entered in to win. I'm going to let everybody call throughout the rest of the show. Again, you can check him out at 3stepjob.com, and you can call him. He does a free consultation. His number is 602-819-0108, or call in here and get entered in to win. 602-277-5369.